Hey everybody, welcome to Board Online, Board Offline. Today we're continuing our top 70 best games of all time series. As you may have noticed in my previous videos, I am on vacation and I've had this list ready to go since since May. It's June now. And so I decided that if I'm going to get this done, I got to just do it on vacation. A little different than the way I've done it in the past, but we are going to knock this out and get it going. So, number 40 is Beer and Bread, making, I believe it's either first or second appearance on the list, and may have been here. No, yeah, was not. I didn't do a list last year, so this is definitely the first year it's been on the list. Beer and Bread. This is a two-player only game. Essentially, you are going through cycles of years where you have lots of rain, years where you have no rain or much less rain. And so this is affecting the amount of supplies you have to bake and brew both beer and bread. And you have the different types of brews that you can make. So, there's different grains that you're going to be using and harvesting, as well as your supply of water to use as well. And you're going back and forth, and there's a give and take as far as, if one person takes the certain supplies, then you're going to have to maybe adjust your plans based on what they've done. That's Beer and Bread, number 40. Number 39, Lost Ruins of Arnak. This is a game that I have not gotten to the table recently. It's one that I don't own, so I'm kind of beholden to my friends. Hopefully we'll get to play it again in the relatively near future. It's a game where you've got a number of different sort of tracks or areas that you're working on. It's got this sort of exploring the jungle, exploring the Amazon type theme to it. And you're working your way up these different tracks, working your way up these different sort of, one of them is almost like a tree, I believe, if I remember correctly, where it's branching. Lots of cool ideas here. Really provides some intriguing choices as you're playing the game, and is an experience that really sort of sticks with you. And as is obvious by the fact that I have not played it in a couple of years, and it's still up at 39 on my top 70 list. That's Lost Ruins of Arnak. Number 38, Pandemic Legacy Season 1. This takes the Pandemic system and adds a legacy component to it, meaning that you're making permanent choices that cause permanent changes to the game. For instance, if you have an outbreak in a city, which is pretty common in Pandemic, you're going to have outbreaks, then that city essentially is a little more, it starts to tilt on the brink of becoming a riot, for instance. And then as more outbreaks happen in cities, eventually they become where you almost can't even go into those cities easily. Add on top of that the legacy system provides an actual story that you're working your way through with twists and turns, a literal holy shit moment for one of the twists that occurs in the game. Pandemic Legacy Season 1, I played through the entire campaign twice, bought 2 copies of it to give you an idea of how much I love this game. Again, that's number 38. Number 37, Tawantinsuyu. This is the only game from this series of, I think T games. There's a number of them, that came out. This is the only one that I have played, but I really like it a lot. It is, you've got kind of this pyramidal structure that you are based around in the game. You've got priests, you've got workers, and as you sort of work your way around this pyramid, it's going to have different costs based off of this almost rondel type thing up at the top that is going to be turning. You have a priest track, you have, is it a hunting track? And then there's these 4 different areas as well that you're able to work your way up. And so you're trying to find what is going to be the most efficient way for you to make points, and lots of great options. Fantastic production as well. That's Tawantinsuyu, number 37. Number 36 is Arena the Contest. This is the I'm not 100% clear on the different versions of this game. The one I'm talking about, though, is the what's it called? Campaign version of it. And so it's one of these games. It's a mini heavy game, has all kinds of heroes that you can choose from to play as. And then you're working your way through a campaign. I have only gone a couple of missions into the campaign, but it's enough for me to know that this is going to be one that is going to be a blast once we really get into it. Currently, my game group is working through Frosthaven, so we haven't gotten into, we do one campaign at a time. Otherwise, you never finish anything, right? So we're working our way through Frosthaven currently. But this is Tanaris Arena of the Contest, Tanaris Ultimate Edition. And there's some very confusing stuff as far as the editions go, but this is the one that's a campaign, and it's awesome. Number 35, Endless Winter, Paleo Americans. This is one that honestly I wish I owned, because the production value, the way it plays, it all really just made an impression on me. And I keep begging my friend when I go to his house, let's get this one back to the table. He's always got something else he wants to play. But for me, you have each player is a different tribe up in the kind of Arctic region, not Arctic but subarctic region, and you are working on building up the best tribe, trying to figure out what the best methods for gathering the points to level up your tribe and make them the best ones. You have some fantastic components. This is another one like Lost Ruins of Arnak that has a phenomenal production value. That is Endless Winter. Number 34, Radlands. This is another 2-player only game. You are facing off head on. It is a sort of Mad Max type apocalypse setting. And you have, but it's all card based, and you have your base, you have water as one of the primary resources, and then you're essentially trying to destroy the three locations that your opponent has. So at the beginning of the game, you're given a number of locations you can choose from. You choose the best ones. Each one has its own abilities, and all the different characters have abilities, and you've got snipers, and you've got raiders, and all kinds of stuff that you can do. You've got this one mechanism where you set up essentially what is a countdown for an event that's going to occur to your opponent, and they might have a way to prevent it, but maybe not, and so they just see the clock ticking down every turn until it finally hits them. It's really cool. That's Radlands. Number 33, Keystone North America. This is one, the first couple of times I played it, I did not like it, and then we kept trying it out. My kids really liked it a lot, and so that got me to bring it back to the table. And it's like the third or fourth time I played it, it clicked. And now it is one that is really, really fun. You have essentially a 4x4 grid that you're playing animals into, and you're trying to collect similar sets of ecosystem, as well as each animal has a number 1 through 5 on them, and so you want to keep them in ascending or descending order. And then on top of that, you have certain animals that are considered the keystone animal, and they're basically a multiplier for points. And then you've got secret objectives, and so there's lots of ways to decide, okay, where am I going to try to get my points from? And you kind of need to key in on 1 or 2 of those areas and go after that. Otherwise, if you do the shotgun effect, you're probably not going to get what you need. That's number 33, Keystone North America. Number 32, I have Shadows of Kilforth written down here. That is because it is the first game that I got from the series, but this is Shadows of Kilforth, Gloom of Kilforth, Call of Kilforth. Those 3 games combined, the Kilforth series, a phenomenal adventure system that has so much to explore and is so much fun. You have a grid, I can't remember if it's 6x6 or so, but of all these different locations that you're going to go to. Each player has their own character they've created with their own backstory and their own goal and mission. And so as you're playing, you're trying to collect these cards that match the different goal for the current chapter of your goal, and you work through, I believe, 4 different chapters of your goal until you finally achieve your, complete your saga, and then you got to go fight the big boss, and that is the Kilforth series, Shadows, Gloom, and Call of Kilforth. And finally, number 31, Sleeping Gods. A lot of adventure type games on this section of the list. Sleeping Gods is the epitome of an adventure game, and it's narrative driven. So you have a storybook, and as you go around the map, which the map never changes, you have the map book, and so you're floating around. You're sailing around on this ship, trying to find these totems. The totems are going to help you deal with the sleeping gods at the end of the game. Depending on how many totems you find will depend on the sort of ending you manage to get, but the totems themselves give you powers. Lots of cool ideas here, and I love narrative-based, story-driven games like this. I will say, I think it can play up to 4, maybe more players. Probably best at 2 or 3. 1 is too many characters that you're dealing with all at once. 2 or 3 is probably the sweet spot for Sleeping Gods. So that is numbers 40 through 31 for my top 70 best games of all time. Be sure to come back as we continue the list. And be sure to check out all the other great content on the channel. Lots of other great stuff we've got coming. We've got all kinds of how to play videos we're finishing our Dungeon Universalis series. We're finishing our Gambler's Chest expansion series for Kingdom Death Monster. And I believe we have one more in our SAS Rogue Regiment series to finish that. So tons of phenomenal stuff. And until next time, if you're bored online, board offline.